The New England Patriots have once again shown that they are playing a much deeper strategic game than many others in the league, operating like chess masters while others seem content playing checkers or simpler board games. This kind of calculated thinking is exactly what has kept them competitive over the years, and it's evident in the way they approach their draft picks and team building. Today, we're diving deep into the story of Braden Swinson, a player who's already been mentioned briefly after the draft, but deserves a much closer look. He's someone who himself has called his selection a steal, promising not only to prove the Patriots right, but to make a name for himself across the entire NFL. That kind of confidence is exactly the mindset the team wants to foster, a glass-half-full approach that can make all the difference when it comes to overcoming obstacles and outperforming expectations. Swinson wasn't a high-profile pick. He went in the 5th round, picked 146th overall. But what stands out is his unique path and the way the Patriots evaluated him. His college career was split between Oregon and LSU, with his final 2 seasons at LSU really shaping the narrative around him. But even with his evident talent, there were reasons why he dropped in the draft. The biggest red flags for many teams were his absence from key pre-draft events. He chose not to participate in the Senior Bowl or the East-West Shrine Game, which are typically prime opportunities for prospects to showcase their skills against other top talent. These games often serve as a proving ground that can elevate a player's draft stock significantly. Beyond skipping those games, Swinson also limited his participation in pre-draft activities, including the combine. While he was present, he didn't take part in many drills or workouts, which naturally raise questions among scouts and analysts. When a player doesn't show up fully to these events, it sparks speculation. Is there an injury? Is there something off-field or health-wise that they're hiding? Or is it simply a calculated decision by the player and his camp to protect his stock or avoid risking injury? In Swinson's case, it seems like it was the latter. He was confident in his own abilities and chose to do what he felt was best for his career, even if that meant raising doubts in the minds of evaluators. Now, when we look at his final 2 seasons at LSU, that's where the Patriots scouting really shines. They're known for diving deep into film and understanding players' potential fits within their system, rather than just relying on flashy combine numbers or pre-draft hype. Swinson's senior year at LSU was under the guidance of defensive coordinator Blake Baker, who took over after Matt House was let go. Baker's defensive scheme shares striking similarities with the philosophies of Mike Vrabel and Terrell Williams, the Patriots' current head coach and defensive coordinator, respectively. It's an aggressive, one-gap approach, meaning the defensive linemen are expected to attack hard and fast, rather than playing a more reactive two-gap style. This aggressive mindset suits the Patriots perfectly, and it's no coincidence they saw that reflected in Swinson's tape. Under Baker's system, Swinson's production increased significantly. His sack numbers jumped from low single digits to 8.5 in his final season, a strong indicator that he adapted well to the more aggressive style and could disrupt defenses effectively. Importantly, these performances came in high-pressure games against top competition in the SEC, not against weaker opponents. For example, LSU's games against Texas A&M showed that Swinson could make an impact against teams that were playoff contenders or at least pushing for that level. This kind of real game production in meaningful matchups gives the Patriots confidence that he can translate that success to the NFL level. So, while it might have seemed puzzling at first why he was available in the 5th round, the Patriots scouting department clearly saw something others overlooked or doubted. They needed depth at edge rusher, with Keon White and Harold Landry the current faces of that group. But adding Swinson gives them a player who fits their scheme, has a motor that matches their style, and comes at great value. The pick makes perfect sense when you realize the Patriots aren't looking for immediate stardom here. They want a player who can develop within their system and contribute on special teams or in rotation while providing competition in training camp. It's a smart move that reflects the team's methodical approach to building a roster that's more than just a collection of talent. It's a well-assembled unit designed to succeed together. Now, I'm not saying Swinson is going to come in and dominate as a rookie or make the Pro Bowl right away. That's not the expectation. What's important is the understanding behind the pick. The Patriots didn't just grab a player on a whim or a random flyer. This was a calculated decision based on in-depth film study, scheme fit, and character. They believe Swinson has what it takes to carve out a role And with the kind of coaching he'll receive, there's every chance he can surprise people this season. This whole process is a great example of how the Patriots continue to do things differently. Mike Vrabel and his staff are not about flash or hype. They focus on calculated moves that will build the team's identity and competitiveness over the long term. It's a chess game, not checkers. The way they find value late in the draft, the way they evaluate fit over pure athletic metrics, all shows a franchise that's sharp and forward-thinking. I want to know what you think about Braden Swinson. Are you high on his potential? Do you believe he can make an impact this year? Or do you think he's a wait-and-see kind of player? Drop your thoughts, because these kinds of picks often don't get the spotlight they deserve. But they can turn out to be key pieces down the line. Switching gears, let's talk briefly about Brandon Scherff, a 5-time Pro Bowler and one of the best left tackles available. The big question is whether it makes sense for the Patriots to bring him back. Personally, I'm not convinced. The team has a promising young talent in Cole Strange, who was a first-round pick with a lot to prove. Strange is still developing and eager to show he belongs as a starter, so signing Scherff, who is in his early 30s, might complicate the situation. Scherff has shown he can still play at a high level, but there are questions about his contract demands and whether he's willing to accept a backup role if that's what the Patriots envision. The organization already has some depth on the offensive line, with players like Jared Wilson, Ben Brown, and Conley, an undrafted free agent out of Boston College, all competing for roster spots. There's experience sprinkled throughout, but the focus seems to be on developing younger players like Strange. So the debate boils down to whether Scherff's veteran presence and proven skill outweigh the potential growth and upside of Strange. It's a classic case of youth versus experience, and the Patriots have to decide which path better suits their long-term goals. I tend to believe Strange still has a lot to prove and could become the player the Patriots hoped he would be. But it will be interesting to see if bringing Scherff back becomes part of the conversation as the off-season progresses. Again, I'm curious about your take on this. Would you like to see Scherff back in New England? Or do you think Strange and the younger players are the way forward? It's a fascinating dynamic that could shape the Patriots' offensive line for years to come. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to keep up with all the latest Patriots analysis and updates. Continuing from where we left off, the discussion about the Patriots roster moves and strategic decisions really highlights how much thought goes into every single piece they add or keep. It's not just about grabbing big names or flashy players. It's about finding the right fit for the culture, the system, and the team's goals. Take the case of Cole Strange, for example. Even though he's young and relatively unproven, the Patriots see something special in him. They invested a first-round pick in him, which is a clear signal that they believe he has the potential to be a cornerstone of their offensive line moving forward. There's a lot riding on his development, and that's why bringing back a veteran like Brandon Scherff could muddy the waters. Scherff might want a starting role, but the Patriots could prefer to let Strange grow into that position without pressure. The team also has depth options that add some security without costing too much cap space or roster spots. Players like Jared Wilson and Ben Brown are solid contributors who can step up if needed. And then there's Conley, the undrafted free agent, who adds competition and fresh energy. This mix of youth and experience creates a balanced environment in which the team can develop talent while still having reliable backups to fall on. During the grind of an NFL season, the Patriots have always been smart about building depth, knowing that injuries and unexpected challenges can come at any moment. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots. And don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. A significant ripple is reportedly spreading through the New England Patriots locker room, as whispers suggest veteran linebacker ANFERNEE Jennings is looking for a way out, claiming he feels undervalued by the organization. This comes as a surprising development, especially after Jennings signed a 3-year, $12 million contract extension with the team just this past March. While the full extent of his discontent remains shrouded in speculation, sources close to the situation indicate a growing frustration on the player's part. Jennings, who had a strong showing last season, proving to be a key contributor in the Patriots' defensive scheme, especially against the run, seemingly believed his performance warranted a more prominent role or perhaps greater recognition within the team's long-term vision. The linebacker's recent re-signing was seen by many as a vote of confidence from the new regime, led by head coach Jared Mayo. Yet this latest murmur suggests a potential disconnect between expectations and reality for the former Alabama standout. It's still early, and the specifics of Jennings' alleged grievances are vague. But any talk of a player seeking to leave, particularly one who recently committed to a multi-year deal, will undoubtedly raise eyebrows across the league. Whether this is merely a temporary frustration that can be ironed out, or if it signals a deeper issue that could lead to a trade request, remains to be seen. The Patriots, notoriously tight-lipped, have yet to comment on the matter, leaving the door open for rampant speculation regarding Jennings' future in New England. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.